Hi, this is David Greenwood of Your Life in the Now, where we talk about the issues that are there currently in your mind affecting your life, keeping you from the joy, the happiness, the success you deserve and desire. Now, today we're going to talk about the guardian files, the part of your subconscious mind that holds you back. And yes, one of my favorite shows growing up was the X-Files, which contained a lot of information, a lot of entertainment, sometimes frustrating, sometimes mysterious, sometimes alien, but sometimes it really did allow us to delve even more deeper into the understanding of who we were and what we could do. And that's the purpose of the Guardian Files, is to understand what parts of our subconscious mind are holding us back. Those different files, if you will, are the beliefs and behaviors that have already anchored within your subconscious mind. Now, in this Guardian Files, we're going to be addressing specific issues such as relationships, habits, drinking, taking drugs, eating, smoking, fear of public speaking, fear of moving on in your career, doubts, worries, concerns, anxieties, lack of self confidence, test taking anxieties, everything you can imagine. Every issue you have originates in your subconscious mind. In the future, we're going to be addressing one by one. But today I wanted to go into a little bit more deeply so that you can understand what the guardian is. And I like to think of it as a guardian. It's got many names. It's called the dark self, the shadow part of us, the critical mind, or your ego. I call it the guardian because it really is there to protect us. It was created in the past through many millions of years. It's called the reptilian part of our brain. The reptilian part of our brain is the part of us inside our brain that is focused on protection, safety, and security. It's a part of us that has that fight, flight, or freeze mentality. And yes, the reptilian brain. You think about how old that is. I mean, human beings have been around not even a million years. I'm not sure what the current research is, but if you go back a million years, we didn't look the same as we do now. Think of the dinosaurs. For 100 million years, they roamed the earth. 100 million years. That brain that was developed in that phase, later to become mammals, we still have within us. It's to protect us. When you're born, it is that part of you, the genetic part of you, that is there to keep you safe and secure. So we have that part of our brain always active. It's the part that will try to protect you, hold you back, keep you from harm. Whereas the healthier part of our conscious mind wants to go ahead and do all these great things. Oftentimes, it is counter to what your protective guardian part of you wants you to do. Now, there's another part of the guardian, if you will, and it's more of the part of us that was environmentally influenced. It's the part that is programmed those first 16 years of your life. Now, I went into this more in the first video or audio that you saw, but essentially, that part of us learned from our environment, learned from everybody else. It allowed everything to go in to be absorbed by our subconscious and became our core beliefs. So you are the result of both your environment and the programming within you that was there before you were born. It's there, helping you, guiding you, protecting you, but also, unfortunately, there's times when it's fairly irrational. Because it was programmed by our environment, it allowed every negative thing to also go in to become part of your core beliefs. Some of those core beliefs, I can't do it, it's too hard, I'm not going to be successful, I'm not strong enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not whatever enough. Now, why is this important? Because after 16, when you fully develop the analytical mind, it's really the beginning of your true personality because now you are in charge. You get to decide what you want. That's what you think anyway. But in reality, what you want has to agree with your subconscious programming, with the guardian part of you. Otherwise, it will distract, sabotage, block you from doing the things that you want to do. This is where the problems arise. This is because it creates habit patterns that keep you the same. Now, the healthy part of you, the conscious part, the superconscious part, the spiritual part, whatever you want to call it, is out there trying to do the best you can, to enjoy life, to learn, to grow, to expand, to do even better. As long as what you want agrees with your subconscious programming, again, you can do anything. And oftentimes we have a lot of positive aspects, and your guardian, it will allow you to do it as well. In those areas of your life, you are successful. When we encounter a part of what we want to do consciously that disagrees with our subconscious programming or goes against that protective part of our guardian, it will block and sabotage and keep you from being harmed in its mind, or keep you from being something that it doesn't feel like you deserve or that it doesn't fit for you. Now, as you can imagine, this has an effect on everything in your life, on your relationships, especially. Now, we're going to go into that more in a future episodes, but your relationships are absolutely affected by this guardian part of you. It affects your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your belief in yourself, about what you deserve and what you can do. And it creates all these habit patterns, all these beliefs, these negative behaviors that affect every area of your life. Again, we're going to talk about this more later, but I just want you right now, be aware and just think about certain areas of your life that you somehow are disappointed in, some part of your life that you haven't lived up to your potential, or you made a mistake, or you did something that you knew was wrong, but you did it anyway. You couldn't help yourself. Everybody has this. You have this. I know you. You are like me. You have issues. We all have issues. We're human beings. Of course we have issues. Forgive your issues. Move on. And that's going to be what we're going to focus on later. This is the hardest part I know for you to get, is to let go of the fact that you were in control. In those moments when you did something that went against what you thought you knew you would never do, or the mistakes you make, or the habits you have, the reason you can't overcome it is because your conscious willpower is nothing compared to the power of your subconscious programming. That's right. So forgive yourself and move on. Learn and grow and change. Okay, easily said. Really difficult to do. What I enjoy doing is helping clients first understand that issue. Yes, take responsibility now because you're the one in charge and you're going to change it, to understand the issue, to resolve it, move on, and live that better life. But in the past, you were not in control. And it does no good for you to beat yourself up for what that subconscious guardian part had you do. Let it go. I guarantee it's a victim loop. If you get caught in that, it becomes your mythology. It becomes who you are. We can't wait to talk to people and tell them all of our issues and everything. You cannot continue to recreate the past. What you focus on, you continue to become. We need to move on, understand why it's there, how it got there, and move on. That's the key. So the guardian part is an active part within you. And if you become aware more and more right now of how that guardian part feels, then it makes me very happy because the first step is understanding you have a guardian and it's active in your life. Any negative thoughts, anything, the doubts, the worries, the fears, the anxiety, the depression, I can't do it, it's too hard, life sucks, I'm never going to be good enough. All those thoughts and feelings and behaviors are not you. It's negative programming that was put in you by others, by your environment as you were growing up. It's not you. And the idea is, as you begin to accept that, you actually create space between your subconscious programming and the healthier part of you. So that when it wants you to do something, think something, or feel something, there's going to be a space in there more and more when the healthy you goes, well, do I really believe that? Is that really true? Now you will be able to respond rather than react from old negative habit patterns. Now you're going to be able to say, now that may not be true. I'm not going to believe that. I'm not going to think that way. And you'll find more and more you will take control. Now, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. This is something you'll be doing the rest of your life. Sorry, it's true. One of my clients asked me one time, well, when am I done? And I said, never, not until you die. And then who knows what happens after that. We can talk about that in a later episode. But the idea is, of course, we're going to continue to improve. But I can guarantee you that as you move on, you are feeling so much better, so much happier, so much more in charge and in control, so much healthier in so many ways that the issues, the challenges that come to you, you see them in a whole new light. Now you begin to see them as learning experiences, something that you actually enjoy because it brings out a part of you that needs to be addressed, that allows you to heal it. This is the beauty of relationships. Relationships are the perfect mirror for us to grow. We're meant to also enjoy the relationships, and that what they offer us is a mirror for our issues. We're not meant to push them away. We're meant to understand, I've just been triggered by what you said. This is my issue. I'm going to resolve it, find out where it started, heal it, move on, no issue. Now, that's the fast version. It doesn't happen quite that quickly, but when we talk about relationships, we'll talk about this more. I just wanted you to understand the guardian part. It's the voice of your subconscious, that repository of all your experiences, that library. Yes, it has a librarian. The librarian in charge of that library is your guardian. It's the one that will always, always, always revert back to the old core beliefs, the old results, the old worries and fears, the habit patterns of the past. As we understand, connect with, and help that guardian part heal, it literally becomes a healthier ego. Yes, you cannot be without your ego. I see a lot of people talk about transcending the ego. You have an ego. The ego is your life here and now on this physical plane. You're always going to have it. It's a part of you that likes color red versus blue, that chooses cereals, that likes a certain kind of car, that likes to talk the way, that likes the books you read. It's your ego. It makes no sense to try to destroy the ego, move beyond it. Accept it. Make it healthy. The answer is to have a healthy ego, not a negatively programmed ego. The healthy guardian, yes, it can become healthier. We'll talk about that later on. Again, another episode. Sorry, I keep building up for other episodes. Look, I know the short time time frame, the span of your guardian for listening to these types of things is very short, so I'm keeping it short. Yes, that part of you is going to try to tell you to not listen to the words I say. It doesn't want you to listen. It wants to stay in control. So I am going to keep this short, but I am going to continue with this because this is what I want everyone to see, that they do not have to. You do not have to stay under the control of this wounded part of you, the part we call the guardian. It's time to move on. It's time to find it, dialogue with it, negotiate with it, help it, heal it. It will transform, and as it does, you will be amazed at how life is, who you become, how amazing you truly are. We call it your authentic self. And then more and more, as your authentic self, you are able to live in the now, to enjoy what that means. And of course, we're going to go into that in a later episode when you have a longer span of attention to listen to this. So enjoy your day. Just become aware that you have this part within you. See how it affects you, and just play with the idea that you don't have to blame yourself for the past. It's good to learn from it, apologize for it if you need to, then move on. I'll see you next time.